All right, hey guys, welcome to L3. I'm Rocky. Today we're going to be talking about expecting good. And I want to start by saying what really helped change my perspective on expecting good was understanding the character of God. Not just that, fellowship was a big part of it for me too, and prayer, asking God, hey, please, show me the good that you want for me in my life. And what's the hardest time for us to really understand and be aware of, expecting good from God in our lives? Well, when things are hard, when we're going through struggles in our life, right? We tend to want to cast out all negative things from us, negative people, negative situations, and only fill those with positive, good situations. Well, I'm here to tell you that to really experience the good that God has in store for us, it's expecting it in those negative times. It's not taking those negative experiences and people out of our lives. It's knowing that even in the midst of them, God wants us to still experience good. And I think a great perspective on that is the verse that you guys that we have in the sheet that you guys have with you. It's in Jeremiah 29:11. And I just want to give you a little bit of background on what's going on for the people in that passage. What's happening is they're being ripped out of their homeland, and they're being taken into captivity, right? And now all their hope right now is in a false hope too. There's someone telling them, don't worry right now, everything is going to change for you. Trust me, I know. Well, that's not them putting their hope in God. It's putting their expectations in something that isn't really good. And still in that situation, God promises them in that time, even with them, scared, not knowing what's going to happen, where they're going, believing things that aren't true. He still promises them that he has good in store for them. But it's conditional. And that is what I think is really key for us to grab right here, is that he says, you will come and you will look to me. You will pray and you will come to me and you will be found by me. And so it's a conditional promise. He says, don't be looking for it in all these other things. Come to me. But what does the promise reveal for us? It says, I will be found by you. I will restore these things for you. And I do have these blessings in store for you. And that is key, guys. If we take one thing out of this, it's just knowing that, at times, all times in our life, there's going to be times where we're experiencing negative situations, uphill battles. But it's in those times that is most crucial for us to remember the character of God, and that is that he has good in store for us. So our expectations can be in him, knowing that good will happen even in the midst of this negativity. And a really, a personal experience that I have with that is I came from a life where, all I expected was bad. It's sad. I had a rough childhood. Both my parents weren't there. Poverty, drug addict. So I kind of just rolled with the punches and just assumed that everything in my life was going to be bad. Well, God came into my life, and I started receiving all these blessings. And I actually came to my pastor at the time, and I told him, I'm in tears. I'm literally like bawling. And he looks at me and he's like, oh my gosh, Rocky, what's wrong? And I said, hey, there's all these good things happening in my life right now. It's all about to fall apart. This is the cycle of my life. Good things start happening, then bam, everything gets taken away. And he first shared this verse with me, Jeremiah 29:11. And he said, Rocky, this is God's will for your life, is to give you good. And I had been just so enamored in him and so caught up in him that my perspective was just, I just want to serve and I just want to, be in your presence. And it wasn't until all these things started happening in my life that my expectations changed, and I expected bad to happen. And it isn't what happened. Through that time, I had my first child, I got a house, I got married, just a lot of blessings, and I saw a lot of time of prosperity. And I'm not saying that that is going to happen to everyone, and throughout that there was a lot of struggle, but I kept my expectations knowing that God had good for me in store. And the only thing I want to leave with you guys are a couple verses here on how to maintain on those things, those blessings, and those good expectations that God has. Romans 11:33 or Romans 11:36 says, "For from him and through him and to him are all things. To him be the glory forever." And 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, "Whether then you eat or drink or whatever you do, do all for the glory of God." Now, it's one thing to expect good things from the Lord, but it's what we do with those things also that counts, and that is to glorify God with them. So thank you guys for the time. You guys are going to be breaking into small groups to ponder all these things and do some journaling. And I pray it will be a blessed time for you guys. Thanks.